everyone. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. I guess I should have said good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone who's here. Oops. Don't need that. I don't need that. That's Visual Studio. Sorry. Working on a project. My data pipeline project, which I think is going to help me quite a bit because I still have quite a few gaps. There's some pretty crazy things. All right, so let's see. Let me post that. So if I go, that'd be 10. Oh yeah. No, I got to wrap up. I can only be on for about an hour and 15 minutes because I'm gonna head to jiu-jitsu today. Let me let everybody know. Let's see. At everyone, I'm live. There we are. Okay. Got my heater on today. It's cold here. Well, it's cold to me here. All right. Max array. Was this max array? All right. Let's go back and let's just kind of brainstorm because this may be the only, since we've already kind of looked at this and I think I have a possible solution. Let me put this in the description. Oh, cool. So just looking, I left some blank spaces, but in the description it ate it up and truncated it. So that's kind of cool that they do that if you leave empty spaces. All right, so the premise of this problem. So we've attempted this before, and as you can see right there, and we passed the really, really simple algorithms. Or this simple data sets, and we've had this, which I completely disagree that this is an easy problem. I think it's conceptually pretty easy, but to solve this, we're gonna have to get pretty interesting, pretty interesting solution here. But if you do these enough, you begin to see these things, and that's why I think I like programming and data engineering. I like the puzzle side of the data engineering or the data analysis, which is subsequently how I figured out that the work that I was doing was more data engineering than anything. All right, so here we are. So we're gonna take this group right here, this subset, this window. So it's a sliding window problem, and then we're gonna take the this is good. Helps if I get the same size. So let's go back. So we're gonna go, there we go. Then I start here, and then I come here. All right. So now here's the dilemma of why this is so slow. Is that I was moving over and taking the sum of each. And this operation, depending on the length, which I will show you, it will time out here in just a second. So we're going to have to come up with our own unique algorithm to do this. And I can't take full credit for this. One of our viewers, long-time viewers, screen name Venki, these are the type of solves that Venki does. So what we're going to do, see, like right here, the length of this sliding window is 32,483. So if you think about that, every time we were going to move over that sliding window, you were going to hit sum. We were going to do sum on this, and that operation would look through all 32,000. And after a while, that will become a very, very slow process. But this is a very unique solve. So I want to share with you, let's say we have a list of numbers. Do I have, I did not open this back up. Interesting. I like to move this over to my interpreter. Oh, I do have it. There it is. Never mind. Okay. So let's say we have a list of numbers. And I do range, and I don't want to do range. Which I still am frustrated that I think that solution for the bed of flowers was a lot faster. But you live and learn, and you move on. Let's not move down all the way. All right. So x equals 2, 4, 1, 3, 7, 6, 9. All right. Unexpected indent. Oh, yeah, that is an unexpected indent. All right, so I put this in. Oops. And now I have this right here. Now let's say our sliding window is 4. So my total is going to be 2 plus 4 plus 1 plus 3. So now, as I move through here, I could do, and we've already found that our sliding window, so if I come over here and I do 4 plus 1 plus 3 plus 7, this just gets too heavy, but I want to show you this. So now we're going to take total. Then I'm going to subtract 2 and add 7. It's 15. And let's just check our math here. 4 plus 1 plus 3 plus 7. Look at that, 15. So there's good morning, Dax. I hope you had a good day yesterday. I know you said it was very busy, important stuff going on, so I hope that went well. I'm sure it did. So as we move our window, instead of doing the heavy lifting of resumming the entire window, all we have to do is our last element that we just moved from, subtract it, and our next element, add it. So I believe, because this will be so much less heavy, now we just have to figure out how to write that. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Let's see, here we are. Where was it? Let's go back. Test case. Bring this over here. Now my heater's been running a lot. All right. As I really thought, because I made this even worse. If you saw this the first time, I was taking the len because I was over engineering this, and I was making this way too complicated. Yeah, I gotta turn my heater off. I bet it's a little chilly where you are, Dax, because if it's cool here, it's pretty sure it's cool there. Last I checked, it's 47 here, which is a departure from the 60s and 70s we've had over the past couple weeks. And then, in about 4 weeks, it is winter. So then we'll go through those, 13 weeks? All right. So we need to speed this up. We need to get our description, max average. All right, so did I tell everybody in Discord? Did I turn up the volume? And yeah, all right, there we are. So let's get started. Oh yeah, here's the perfect example. I think we used negative infinity. So I was talking about that yesterday or the day before. Let's get nums up here. Copy, paste, and change this to nums. nums. That should get rid of that one, oh, and k. K equals 2. And now our return. So we'll do print. There we are. So now we can roll through this. Let me click back, make sure there's no comments. 46 there. Okay. Interesting. Let's see. I think it's supposed to rain this weekend here, which I really don't want to mow in November, but I may have to. All right, so we're going to be sliding through here. Let's take just the 3, so it's a little bit consequential. Because what we need to do is we need to do this where it will be printing out. All right, so we're going to need to come up with our last one. So let's just get this to print out the window. Yeah, let's get it to print out the window. Oh, cool. That's already here. All right, let's run this. Cool. 2, 2, 4, 1, 4, 1. Cool. And the max is 3, 7, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. All right, so very cool. So now I need to do this with a different way. Let's do some of this, because I got to test this and get this to match. All right. 7, 8, 11, 16, 22. All right, so now now how was I thinking about this? So if I is not so we're going to do because we need to do this the first one, but we don't have to worry about the last one. Because K, we're stopping this. So as we're going to be sliding through this, so right here, we're going to stop. We stop right here at K because we did this design where let's look, because if you're new dropping in today, you don't know the backstory on this project or this this solve right here. So the way we're attacking this is, so a sliding window is a very interesting technique. And oops, that's a lot of homework right there. Sorry everyone. Let's just start over so I don't have to move this. All right. Sliding window is a very interesting technique. Let me see if I can make a better window that will fit, and I don't have to make it too big. There we go. All right. Venki, good day. How are you? So we're attacking. I don't have a lot of time today, so we're going to be attacking. We're going to be attempting. Let me say that. Attempting to solve this problem. So let's say we had a K. So K is the length of the window, and you're only allowed to look inside the window. So one of the things that it came to me very, very quickly was once we got, I thought it was going to be the only problem, was my first instinct was to go through the entire window. And then we would get here and the window would get smaller. Well, it said K is the size of the window, so you cannot make the window any smaller. So that is this technique right here. So when we get to the size where the size of the window can't get any smaller, where it can't run out of space, we stop right here. So that's what this math is right there. And it's the length of the array minus the length of K plus 1. Because whenever you're dealing with the length of an array, you're going to have an issue. Sometimes you're going to need to do +1. Sometimes you're going to be doing -1, whichever the combination is of how you're going to handle this bookend. Because starting is very easy. This is 0. And our inclusive beginning start point. So if you're just dropping in here and you're like, what in the world is he talking about? Range function stop point. So in range function, you have start, stop, and step. If you give it one number, you start at 0 and go right up in 2. So I need to start at 0, but I need to stop right here. And that's what this math is doing right here, because I need to move over to get it. So I'm doing the +1, and then, but I'm also subtracting the length of k. So that's why my window will stop here. We're handling this. Now, Vinky, I'm channeling you on this solve. So instead of hitting this sum over and over and over again and this heavy lifting, let's see. And interesting. Instead of this very heavy lift, and you're like, how is sum heavy? Let me show you. This is why Leetcode is so awesome. 32,000. So I'm summing a list length of 32,483 every time I move over. So who knows how long this array is? It could be 100,000. So if I have to move this, so what is the difference between that? 675.17. I'm going to have to move that 67,000 times and then sum 32,000. Those are these numbers that if you're thinking of that, if you're trying to first get good at programming, that you can write an algorithm, then you have to worry about optimization, time complexity. And when you go and work at a large company or any large amounts of data, like think a million. Don't go, oh, I'm gonna look at this list and it has 1,000. No, multiply that by a factor of, well, a million. What happens if it had 1 billion rows? So what happens if you're tracking the clicks of Facebook users? So 2 billion active users. I want you to think about this for a second. 2 billion active users. The average person is on for 10 minutes a day, which it's higher than that. And you're gonna track every click that they do, everything that they press, so you can load that into a pipeline. So the data scientists can do a predictive modeling on if they see something. So you're talking now about 10 billion rows of data a day. So just think about that. And there's ways for you to compress that a little bit, but the raw amount of data that you're going to be handling is gargantuan. So our solve for this is, we're not going to sum this. We're going to decrement on the back end, and we're going to increment on the front end when we get paint. So we're going to hit this one time. So I feel like this is a Venn-key solve that I've a Venn-key special. So as I move my window over, instead of resumming this, I'm going to decrement the last one and increment the next one. So we just need to figure out what that formula looks like. All right. So if not index, okay, so if I equal 0, then do that. Else, all right, so now We need to make total 0. So then, we need to do this one and pass. Total equals this. Then else total. So all right. Because we're going to take, because it's going to be a little bit of tricky math here. I have to think through it. The math isn't going to be hard, the designing of this. So in this case, I would be, so we're going to take total. We're going to decrement nums I minus 1. Then we're going to increment nums. So let's go through this. That would be the first time. Then the next time, I did it again. I was almost done doing that. So the next time would be this 3. So it'd be, no way. So it'd be first time 0, 1, 2. That's a window of 3. 1, 2, 3. So it's nums I minus 1 plus k. No way. Is it really that easy? Let's print total. See if we get this. So now what we're doing is we're doing a test to see if I will get an output in between. So if you look at this order of operations, printing out my slice, printing out I don't need to get fancy. So then we'll see if this is work. So I'll have a new line. It should be 7, 8, 9, 11, 16, 22. All right. Yeah, that's right. Holy moly. All right. Let's do this here. Print. Because we know this is right, so we're going to do, hang on. Yeah, this is what I want. Copy. Oh yeah, that's in an else, in an if. And boom. All right, now let's all be on one line. Okay, here we go. That was it. That was a little too easy. Yeah, it works right. It took the range the other way. Range should work. I mean, that will work. I mean, it's solutions that Vinky's helped me see. Because look, this is why I know what my limitations are, and this is why I like this a lot. I learn if you're not open. Let me help you all with this. If you're not open to being in a room that you can possibly learn something while you're in a room that you've never been in, or what's even more dangerous, a room you've been in a while and you think that there's nothing to learn. Ooh, that's dangerous. So all right. So now we need to get rid of this. So we've tested that. So that works. So we're going to hit this one time. And then now we're going to do total. All right. And total. Let's Let's make sure this works. Don't need that. Don't need that. Let's do another test here. Let's copy this one. Yeah. All right. And what was K? 5? K was 4. Okay. Run that. 12.7.5. Did we get that right? 12.7.5. Awesome. Okay. So now let's load this. Let's load this bad boy back up. I haven't even checked this. This isn't very center. There we are. That's pretty good. There we are. Oh, it's weird. It's going into the void. All right. Let's see. Time. Guess I thought this might take us a little bit longer. Okay, so we still need all that. Yep. Copy. Probably copied too much. Probably could have gotten away with 1, 2, and this needs to be return. If this doesn't speed this up, I'm going to be at a loss. Let's clean this up. Maybe we can see everything. Because we just cut out a ton of heavy lifting. Let's see if it passes on this. Did I not move that over? Oh. Okay, it kept it because I didn't put a solution in. Ha. There we go. All right. Bingo. Okay. All right. Thought it'd be a little bit faster than everybody else's, but all right. It is what it is. But there we go. So let's go over. Does everyone understand how I did that? So now that's what I worry about. Oh, did I really? Okay. I am a little worried about showing you a problem like this, even though this is considered easy. I completely disagree. I would say that just sheer volume and having to handle a time elapse. What was the error that I was getting? So I do want to see some of the solutions. Let me go back to chat, make sure that there aren't any really good questions. Is the time working for? Yes, 92 seconds. You have a, I think. Well, did you write a cleaner algorithm, or did you get did you use the same technique? Because Venki's stuff is always faster than mine. I think Venki wrote a solution, and I was at like 50 or 60 nanoseconds. Venki's solution was at 13. So Venki solves are typically very, very, very elegant. So all right, I want to look at some of these. Beginner friendly. Let's see what beginner friendlies is. All right. And that's exactly what they're doing. Yep. Current sum, max sum. Oh, interesting. Oh, that's the first one. Oh, that's interesting. That's how they're doing it. They're hitting the first. Oh, that's an interesting technique. So right here, they're creating the first time through. They're initializing. So the first sum and the max sum, when they occur, when the first instance, that's the bar. So that's an interesting technique. Okay, I like that. And then they're not having to bring in infinity. Same technique mostly. I tweaked the range but didn't use the float. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see. So we solved that one. I have about 40 minutes. So let's do refresh, see which ones. Oh, and Vinky, you are right. Wait, I completely forgot about this. Move the zeros. And with the double pointer. So 2 pointers, double pointer. I don't know the right term for this. Yeah. That one, I still don't even get what the technique on that is. Let's rerun this one. So this was a garbage solve. Okay, this can't be right. Right, that was the one for finding the unique occurrences of counts. So very interesting. And then Vinky, I don't know if you were back yesterday to see this. I worked on speeding up the flower bed, and it still is so much slower. And it is driving me nuts because I know it's faster because I'm not even. So I think you'll like this. Using a while loop, and I'm not even counting. The only thing that I can. 2 pointers, yeah, we did solve the moving zeros long before. Okay, that's what I thought, because I think you brought that up about 2 pointers. The only thing that I can think of is that this technique right here is very heavy, and that it is causing a lot of work time complexity wise. That's the only thing that I can think of, because we're not even. There's only 2 scenarios where we're only incrementing over by 1. The rest we're doing by 3s, and at a typically minimum 2. So if we're changing, so basically the more we're changing, the faster we're moving, unless there is something that I do not know that's way deep down in Python's building blocks, is that slicing this is very, very heavy. That's the only thing I can think of. All right, so let's go back. 2 pointers. Don't really want to do a 2-pointer today. Let's see. Increase triplet subsequence. That sounds. I've never done a string compression. Vinky, have you done any string compression solves? Greatest common divisor of strings. Huh. Let's do this one. So what in the world is this? And I'm glad to have everybody here today. And if you are here, can you do me a favor and hit that like button for me? I'd really appreciate it. Because something is going on with my YouTube channel, and it is very stagnant. And I really can't figure out why. And I've been going through phases of actually losing quite a few subscribers. I think it was last week. I lost, no, it was, two weeks ago. I had 2 days in a row with -3 subscribers each day. And to give you an idea, last month I was averaging, for a rolling period of about 3 weeks. Let me say that I was gaining 200 subscribers rolling, 28-day rolling period for about 3 weeks, and then it just dropped. And also my views are so erratic and all over the place, and I'm below like 400 views a day, and I haven't had that in a while. So thank you everyone for hitting the like button. I appreciate it. All right, so in this for 2 strings S and T, we say T divides S if and only if S is equal to T plus, oh boy, okay. T is is concatenated with itself one or more times. Given two strings, string 1, string 2, return the longest string x such that x divides both string 1 and string 2. Okay. Let's see. Given, return the longest string. Given string 1 and string 2. All right. Okay, here we go. I needed the second example. Because I was like, is this in here? Well, that's string 2. So, bingo, bingo. Is this this feels like possibly a sliding window, but maybe not. All right. Just says array, so let's get started. All right. I need to visualize this for a minute, so let's do that. Here we are. So I need to take. All right, let's not worry about the edge case because I was already thinking, they're going to start in the middle, right? Just to say. Let's get a blank one. And let's start. Let's start here. I do like that technique of doing the range or finding the sum at the beginning, setting current and max. Set the bar, boom. So here's the first record, bam. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm gonna steal that technique. Just like most of Venki solves. I steal those too. I've done a few string manipulations. From what I know, the data can be reduced to fewer bytes. Oh, for compressions? Okay. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. I didn't sleep much last night. I stayed up and watched this stupid fight. Never been a fan of boxing, but yeah, I don't know. I was just so intrigued. I've not ever seen Tyson fight, so I was very, very curious. All right. Let's see. Where were we? Sorry. I had a day yesterday too. I don't know. I've been having more and more days, but I should be fortunate that I'm having days, right? All right. Hang on a second. I need to look at announcements. We're having our office hours in a few minutes with Sandeep. Okay. Yep. Almost said that. Didn't need to say that. All right. Let me hit save. Let's get this over here. I don't think I feel that great. Constraints. I don't think those constraints are going to be that big of a deal. Oh, the ba 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 choo do 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 do. 1, 2, 3. Bring these down. 1, 2, 3. Start with this one. All right. I go from hot to cold. So, all right. Let's just don't need to focus on this one. So all right. So how would we need to approach this? So first, let's throw this over here. Over here. Peaky, I'm doing well. How are you doing? Oh, I did line that up. That's crazy. All right, let me get this here. So first we need to see well, wait a second. Because in this one, AB, AB, AB. All right, let me go back because now I confused myself. What's the given two strings? What's the longest string X such that X divides both? Okay. All right. So we start with the so we're not going to know which one's longer. So first we're going to need to, if you just jumped on and you haven't hit the like button, go ahead and do that for me. So all right. So if we first jump, can divide both of them. So basically we need to find the longest one. Shortest one. We need to find the shortest one. Because, so the reason why this is this way, because this cannot divide because we'd have a remainder. So, all right, we're doing this one first. All right. So this can be divided because it goes here and here, and it can divide itself, and that's 1. Now let's look at this scenario and why it is AB. So let's bring this in. There we go. Now the heater kicked on. All right, cool. Why didn't I? Seriously? Copy. Paste. All right, I'm gonna get mad. I might have to go. My daughter. Helps if you're using the right tool. I wonder why it wasn't working. Wasn't really using the right tool. All right. And here. All right. So now, if we're looking at this one, I'm creating a diamond pattern with loop to understand range. Fantastic. That is great. I highly encourage that. So if you're just jumping in and you're like, what is he talking about, diamond? So I'm a huge advocate of building a number triangle. And, and also peaky, do it in numbers. You can do it in numbers. It adds that extra because you have to do an extra control loop and a range function, and you have to keep up with it. And I promise, if you can do that, you can control. Basically, if you think about it, you're placing the cursor where it needs to go, and you're having that variable change. And if you can visualize that, I promise, that was that huge evolutionary jump that I did. All right, so now let's look at this dilemma. So if I were to take this, divide it by itself, I would have an uneven remainder. I'd have AB. So now this is why. Then we come here. Well, 1, we can't divide it itself. So, oh, that's an interesting solve. Can I come down here and split this? Because then, let's go back. Vinky just sent something. Let me go look at it in a minute. I'll look at it in a second, Vinky. Copy. Paste. So if it's not here, it's going to go to the halfway. because it has to divide evenly. All right, Vinky, what you got? Oh, is this some compression stuff? Okay, I'll have to take a look at that. And this is important. So if you've not joined the Discord server down below, go ahead and jump over there, because we have a lot of very cool discussions over there, and you can make sure you're always getting the help that you need and deserve. So if it's not the full one, it needs to be evenly divided. Let me make sure I'm not making stuff up. Concatenate one or more times. Return the longest string such that x can divide both. Yep, because it has to divide. I've done the string compression last week. I even asked that question like... I vaguely remember you asking that. Vaguely. But I've never done any string compression. So that may be something good to practice. But I'm trying to finish up this program, which I probably won't. But if I do get this local job, then I can work on the next program too, and really reignite my effort to want to learn more skills. And it might help me be motivated to put things on LinkedIn. So, all right. So if we're here and it doesn't divide evenly. Wait a second. Vinky, does this feel like a math problem and I'm overcomplicating it? Because right here, 4 does not go into 6. 3 goes into 6 and 3 goes into 3. 2 goes into 6. And then AA, or we look and see if they're the same. Because I know they're not going to match, and then maybe they're going to match. So they're already throwing us here. We're not going to match. Does it say divide in? Yeah, that was when Peaky said he's going to send some files on Discord. Oh, okay. All right. So if A and A don't match, or excuse me, 0 and 0. All right. Let's see where we want to get started. I feel like, so I want to put these in a list and then sort them. STRs equals STRs equals len. If you've not seen me do this the other day, I'll go over it in just a second. And then yeah, here we go. I think this works. Copy len str2 and then str2. Okay, what doesn't this like? Oh, that's this. Boom. Okay. All right. Put this in. So then strs dot sort strs. So here we go. So we used this technique earlier this week. So there's probably better ways, but I'm very hacky in the way I do things, and it works. So since I don't know which string is longer, I put them into a list. I put the length and its object in here. I sort it. I put the length first because sort will just look at it will sort by the first element. So a number is a really good, easy way to sort things. So I now know that this is the shortest. So I still need to feed the dog, so I may need to go interview problem or GP something. Okay. I don't remember any of that. Sorry. That was to Peaky. Never mind. All right. So right there, but then I wonder, well, we just need to start and then we'll come up with the edge cases because Leetcode will have some edge cases here. So it needs to divide evenly is what I'm filling in the blank, is that it needs to divide evenly. So the longest string, let's see, 2 strings, so that we say S. See, now if it had S and T, nope, it just uses S and T and concatenating T with itself 2 or more times. So we may not have to worry about that. But it did give us an example 3, left leet and code. Of 2 links of repositories. Dir math. Do math, dir math, do. Yeah, I was thinking that common divisor of strings. So it also needs to be common divisor. The length of, in one step, one repo, there are, I guess, problems from Leetcode with solutions. Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, but I guess that seems overkill because you can get the solutions from Leetcode. Oh, that's interesting. But I guess if you want to be able to, download them and parse through them. Okay. And maybe write an LLM off of it. Okay, I can actually see that. So then you don't have to actually sit and solve all of the problems. Oh, that's a really cool idea. Okay. All right. Back here. I can do that. I can go for about 15, 20 more minutes, and then I need to wrap up. All right. Wonder if that's the hint about the common denominator. Common denominator here is 2. Common denominator here is 3. So if I comment this out, print strs run strs dot sort print common denominator here is 3. Peaky send in stuff. Read me solutions in any language. GitHub. Okay, very cool. All right. Thank you, Peaky. Cool. That is very cool. All right. All right, back. Greatest common denominator in math. I thought it's more about interview problems. I thought it's more about. Oh yeah. For me, yes. For me or for Peaky. Sorry, Vinky. I'm lost a little bit. So then, the greatest common denominator. I feel like. Has everyone here ever solved a greatest common denominator problem? It's very interesting. Gosh, it's been a while since I've done that. Got it. Okay. Greatest common denominator. That's so funny. I hadn't seen greatest common denominator. How to find the greatest. This is wow. This is 6 years old. This was video 98. Let's see. Greatest common denominator. Oh my goodness. We need to relook at this. Oh, and I have the white screen back behind me. That's how old this setup is. That's crazy. We need to look at that. Greatest common denominator. Where you take you find the min of the two, and then greatest common denominator, and then I decrement one. Oh yeah. While oh, do I have it over here? GitHub. Let me go to mine. GitHub tutorials. Let's bring this over here. See if we can find this so bad. It's all right. If you've not looked at old, what do I call it? Old or until now. Let's go back. Okay. Until now. All right. So here was everything. Let's pull this up. There it is. Okay, cool. Now I don't have to. Okay, I need to start utilizing. Oh, you'd be. Well, I'm having to learn a lot. So here. All right. So here was. Here's the greatest common. I hope everyone can see this. Okay. Greatest common denominator. And you can go back and look. So you can go to my. I got my GitHub down below. You can go over there and just see. Well, you can see the evolution of how I have changed. Basically, everything I've done, I put it in there. We built, started to do some Django, built a calculator, built a little tank game. There's a lot of stuff in there. You can actually see all the code that I built for Code Dam, the projects that I built. You can see that. Probably going to be uploading the data engineering project here soon. Branch that back off and put that back in here. There's so many things that you can do with Git. But all right, so you take the greatest common denominator, you take your two numbers, then you get the common, find the min, you find the smallest of the two. So while either of them is not not equal to 0, and then return common. So as you're decrementing, then if one of them gets to 0, then you let's see, Yeah, I think the second link there is... Ooh, I like that, Vinky. AB equals... Ooh. Oh, I got matplotlib in here. Do I? Oh, yeah. See, I've done... Well, after 1,100 videos, I've kind of forgotten some of the things that I've done. So, yeah, it's a 3D imaging, or not imaging, but just 3D graphing. So should we turn this into a math problem? And then check and see. Let's see. Sounds like a seagull outside. Print common. Now I need to get x and y out. X equals... What I need that. Let's just start. X equals stars. Then 0, 0. Y equals stars 1, 0. K. K. No way. No way. All right, we're going to try something. So then it would be STRs. STRs 0, 1, common plus 1. No way. Print. This is so unorthodox. AB. AC. All right. Now we have to solve for this. We have to have a test here. All right, everyone. I may need to go feed the dogs, so give me a second, and then we'll come back and solve this. I'll be right back, everybody. All right, everyone, give me a couple more minutes and I'll be back. You've done so many things, no doubt. Oh, well, I appreciate that. I think I saw that. So now we need to do a test for if they have the same common denominator and if they're not equal to each other. That's my next thing. So everyone try that. Did I put this one in chat? I don't think I did. So here we are. Everybody can go and check that out, and yeah, try that code and see if it'll work. We're close, and we'll go from there. So give me a couple more minutes. All right, I'm coming, everybody. All right, I'm back. Okay, here we are. We can do it for a couple more minutes, and then I need to wrap up. Okay, let's see. Don't know why. I don't know if anybody watched the fight last night, but everybody was complaining, especially now that I have a more techie group on LinkedIn. Everybody was ripping into Netflix about how they'd come hire me, and I'll come optimize your entire system. I'll do load testing. Testing is great. Load testing's better. Something like that. All right. So now, code. If common string if common string of this or this not equivalent, if equivalent common string equals this, else common string equals this. Print common string. All right, let's try that. Did I get out? Oops. Oh, man. All right, so I think somebody, Vinky, you sent something. I only saw the headlines. 73, 70. Is that the fight? Is this your solve? Oh, yours is much cleaner. So that feels Fibonacci, right? Yeah. So A is 2, B is 0. I like that. I can't wrap my head around it. I mean, I get it. Because B, that is so good. Your math, Vinky, your math is outstanding. All right. I kind of want to make this work. So if they're not even, if they're not equal to each other. All right. So I got an object problem. So if the shorter one, okay, where is if so this is not oh I went the wrong way. This is supposed to be 1. Okay. There we are. Common string is not defined. Common string is not defined. How is common string not defined? Print common string. And it helps if you spell common string right. There we are. Bingo. All right, let's test this. Vinky's solve is much prettier than mine. All right. Much more elegant. Paste, and then I'm probably going to wrap. Oh, yeah. If this goes good or bad, I got to wrap up. I need to go. All right. Delete, 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 return. Oh, man. Let's try this. Run. Should pass these first 3 because we just tested these 3. Pass these 3. Now let's submit. But everybody look, if you're not in Discord, go look at Venky's solve. All right, so we got a problem. AB. Yeah. So as we go through, that's what I was worried about. So greatest common denominator. So then we take this and we need to move it over. All right. So that's your homework for tonight, tomorrow morning for you. If you're later, did I not just wrong answer? Used test case. All right, and we'll put this. We'll move this over here, and we'll work with this. We'll finish this up. Tomorrow. Let's see. And this needs to go here. Then go delete. Because this gives AB, ABC, so we would need to iterate through and check. We need to have an outlier. So check the first one if it doesn't, but then check the next and each subsequent one thereafter. All right. Thank you, everybody, today. I will see everyone tomorrow. Hope everyone has a good rest of their day. And if it's nighttime there, start your morning out tomorrow well. And I will see everyone next time. Thank you, everyone. Bye.